Welcome along to the At the Races web preview of the Albert Bartlett, the staying novice hurdle on the final day of the Cheltenham Festival. Andy Gibson, the pro punter and racing analyst, is with us to have a look at the main players in this. We can start off with a show of betting and see that Ballycasey is the 9-2 favourite for Willie Mullins. At Fisher's Cross at 5-1. Pont Alexandra at 8. It's 12-1 and bigger the remainder. Unlike many of the novices we've been taking a look at, this race looks a lot more open, and Andy, Ballycasey is favourite on the back of 2 wins for Willie Mullins, and we can see him here winning last time out in a small field event at Thurles.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the quality of this form is. I'm not sure there's too much substance to the form, but again, he's another horse from Ireland, from Willie Mullins' stable, that has won 2 races very, very impressively on extremely testing ground. How he will cope if the ground's good to soft, you know, your guess is as good as mine. But, you know, if it came up soft at on the Friday, and again, we need to bear in mind this is a race on the last day of the festival, therefore we perhaps need to remain open-minded about what the weather will do between now and the Friday. But, you know, if it came up soft, he would be a major contender. He might even improve for good to soft ground, but on proven, you'd want soft for him.
So Ballycasey is the leading Irish challenger. Willie Mullins also has Champagne Fever in the race. I guess he's juggling options with Champagne Fever, and it all could come down to the owner. Of course, Rich Ritchie owns Ballycasey, but he's got this horse as well. Yeah,
and the noises at the moment would suggest that he's probably more likely to go for the 2-miler, wouldn't he, at the moment? That may change.
And it seems to me that they seem to say he's got to be suited by a longer trip, but with the owner having horses in the Neptune and in this race.
Yeah. It's you know, it'd be an interesting choice for them. You know, he certainly wouldn't be my preferred option in the race. Ballycasey I would prefer to him, and I'd prefer 1 or 2 others to Ballycasey, I think.
OK, well, let's have a look at one of the 2 others in the race then. We've got at Fisher's Cross, who goes for Rebecca Curtis. He's just progressed every start this season.
He has, and he's got an extremely strong profile for this race, providing the ground comes up soft on the day. If the ground comes up soft on the day, he, along with perhaps the new one in the Neptune, would be possibly my strongest each way bet of the week. The 2 of them, I think, 4-1, 5, maybe 9-2 each of 2 or something like that. But if it came up soft on the day, it'd be very difficult to see this horse out of the 3 in this race.
It's a winner at Fosslas. He's gone on to win at Newbury and at Cheltenham on 2 occasions. We touch on the new one. He's trained by Nigel Twiston-Davies, who also has this horse, African Gold. He won last time out at Doncaster. He's had a busy season. He's gone Carlisle, he's gone Newbury a couple of times, he's gone Doncaster last time in novice company. Are you surprised, Andy, he's got quite a low rating still, that connections are putting him into the graded race as opposed to one of the handicaps?
Yeah, and maybe we should have a wait-and-see policy, because maybe they will transfer him to the, what would it be, the Potemps or the Martin Pipe or something. I mean, off 135, if he was mine, he's had the 4 runs. He's had 4 runs, so he's qualified for the handicaps. I would go for the handicap with this horse. I mean, he's got to find £20 or something to trouble the top horses. He might do it, but in terms of the future of the horse and as an owner of the horse, I think you'd want to take the horse through the stages, and whilst he's 135, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that handicap mark? I would, but, you know, fair enough. The owners, you know, it's a Grade 1 race, it's the Cheltenham Festival, it's once a year, you know, hey-ho.
And in terms of we'll just say as well, it's a much more open race, isn't it, compared to some of the other novice races at the festival. You look at the betting that's reflected. Are there bigger priced horses that have taken your eye through the season? Yeah,
certainly, and I think that it is more open, but I think that when you look at the betting, there are something like 6 or 8 of the first 14 or 15 in the race that probably won't run. I mean, Coney Gree will run. He'll probably run well, especially if it was soft. Cloudy Copper, we were discussing that one earlier, Martin. I think we both agree that that's probably a little bit better than his current rating, and I think he has some sort of a chance. One I like that's 33-1 at the moment is Superior Quality. There's a couple of reasons I like him. First of all, he's overpriced at 33-1. The reason he's overpriced is because 6 or 8 of the horses ahead of him in the betting will not run. So by default, he's probably going to end up at something like 16s on the day anyway. He's a really good travelling horse, so I think you're going to have plenty of opportunity of trading out of that bet if you get on at the 33s. I can see him easily, at worst, being a single-figure price during the race. If the ground comes up good to soft, I think he has. I think he'll win prize money, and I think he has a claim of finishing in the 3 as well. So I think there's a number of reasons why we should have him on our side. And I have to confess here that I don't know if you've seen the horse, but he's got a very interesting bit of grey hair circled around his tail. Now I actually own 3 of those hairs, so I have got a bit of a hidden agenda. I've got a vested interest, definitely, and. He looks exciting. He's barely come off the bridle. I think last time out at Musselburgh, I would have thought that if Noel had his time again, he would have held on to him longer. And I think he would have been a much more impressive winner on the day. But it's an exciting day for me. Even I'll be keeping an eye on those 3 hairs on his tail that I own. And,
well, Andy Gibson, pro punter, race analyst, and member of the Stewley-Shindigas partnership.
That's the one.
Give us your betting strategy for the Albert Bartlett.
I will be having a very strong bet on that Fisher's Cross if the ground comes up soft on the day, and. I think I'll certainly be trading superior quality. I think that he's a really good travelling horse. I think if my life depended on it, I would say he'll probably come 5th or 6th. But I think that there's plenty of horses going to come out of the betting. We know he's going to go there unless it absolutely pours down and comes heavy ground. So he's a runner. He's 33 to 1. He'll be half the price on the day, would be my guess.